Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor, and I'm going to walk you through one of the examples of filling in this table. So I'm going to be working on example 2. And remember in class I told you to start at the end, point slope form, and work back to the left. So to start with, I need to find my slope between the 2 points in example 2. So to find the slope between 2 points, I use my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I've labeled the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2. So all I do is I plug those numbers in, keeping it as a fraction and as subtraction. So with direct substitution, you get 2 minus negative 4 over 3 minus 1. And remember, minus and negative becomes plus. So what you have on top is actually 2 plus 4, which is 6. And 6 over 2 reduces to 3. So that means your slope is 3 for example 2. So we're going to do point slope form first, and we need a point and the slope. Well, we have a slope of 3. We need to choose a point, so it doesn't matter which one. I can choose either one. I'm going to choose the point 1, negative 4, because it's already my x1 and my y1. So over here, I'm just going to write my slope is 3, and my slope is, or point is 1, negative 4. All right, so this will be m, and then this is x1 and y1. So all I do is I just plug it in for y1, m, and x1. Y and x remain variables. So y minus y1 would be negative 4 equals m times x minus x1, which is 1. And I'm almost done. I mean, it looks almost identical to this form, but if I have minus negative, it's always good to change that to plus as a final answer. So point slope form, if they give you a point and you find the slope, it's pretty straightforward. You just plug it in and then change your minus and negative to a plus. All right, so now we're going to do slope-intercept form from point slope. So I'm going to take my equation and I'm going to write it. Y plus 4 equals 3 times x minus 1. And the steps are pretty simple. If you start with point slope, you need the form y equals mx plus b. So I need y by itself, and I need these parentheses gone. Well, to get rid of the parentheses, you distribute. And to get rid of the plus 4, you subtract 4. So that's all we have to do. I'm going to distribute the 3 first. It would look like that. And then I'm going to move the positive 4 to the other side of the equal sign by subtracting. So I'd have 3x minus 7. And if you look, it's in the form y equals mx. And it says plus b up here, but if you think about it, b is negative. So this would be plus negative 7, which we usually just write as minus. So that's the equation in slope-intercept form. So went point slope first, then slope-intercept. Now I'm going to go to standard. In standard form, x and y have to be on the same side of the equal sign. So first thing I'm going to do is move my x term to the other side of the equal sign. And that's using those literal equation skills we've been working on. So I'm going to move the 3x by subtracting because I'm not trying to separate the 3 and x. So I don't need to undo the multiplication. The whole term is going to move. It's positive, so if I move it to the other side of the equal sign, it's negative. And in standard form, the x term comes first. So when I write this, I'm not going to write y minus 3x. I want the x term first. So I'm going to write it as negative 3x plus y. And then bring down the negative 7. Now with standard form, there are a few rules. A, B, and C are going to be numbers, but they can't be fractions, they can't be decimals. Well, I have the numbers, and they're not fractions or decimals, so I'm good there. But also with standard form, A has to be positive. Well, this is a negative 3. So the trick to get rid of that negative is to multiply everything by negative 1. Remember, with an equation, whatever you do to the left, you do to the right, and that keeps it balanced and equal. So distributing the negative 1 will give me 3x minus y equals positive 7. And now I have this equation in standard form. So the nice thing about the table is you can see that these are all three the exact same line, the exact same relationship, but they're just in different forms. And if you start on the right and move to the left, it can be pretty simple to transition from form to form.